What you talking about, guys? Welcome back to another episode of HuacheTalks. Today we're gonna be discussing selfishness, and as you can tell, we don't have Carlos with us today. Hopefully, it's just one occasion that we don't have.
He got kicked out.
Honestly, we don't want to talk about it right now. It's complicated.
We don't want to start any drama. Nah.
Yeah,
We'll be alright.
Yeah, we don't want to put the business out there, but you know, it's like it's for the best. So today we're just gonna be discussing selfishness and moments of maybe we should have been more selfish, or maybe it's a bad thing being selfish. I don't know. We'll see what goes from there. And I just want to kick things off with a moment where you felt that you were selfish and you regret it.
Shit, what you looking at me for?
Or let's start easy. Do you consider yourself a selfish person?
I don't consider myself a selfish person, but I feel like at times you gotta be selfish. I'm not a selfish person, but at times I'm like, well, depends. Yeah, I guess, yeah, at times you gotta be selfish. But no.
But you consider yourself not a selfish
No,
person?
I'm not selfish.
So,
well, what's the definition for selfish for you?
to me, like, okay, so selfish is like, let's say you're put in a position whether you can help another person. Maybe, like, for example, you can help another person get a day off, maybe like at work, or maybe like, you know, when they always ask you for $1, like in the corner, and whenever you do a stop. So is it selfish not to give that $1? Like, are you always going to give that $1, or just like sometimes you're going to be selfish and keep it to yourself? I mean, we don't know the situation of the other person, but it's either you're looking out for yourself or you look out for others.
So like sharing is part of, like, you know, selfish.
Yeah. Basically sharing.
Well, yeah, like in my case, like I said, yeah, like at times I think you gotta be selfish. Depends with the people. So like with me, there's, you know, when I share stuff, like coworkers at times with some coworkers. So I take stuff to work, you know, like it's like for our breaks, I have like chips, fruit, whatever, you know. I take a lot of stuff, and
Yeah.
or like sunflower seeds, because they be good, bro. They be smacking. So I be taking them a lot, you know. But like I don't do it with the you know, like I don't do it just so that they can give me something. That's not, you know, I don't do it because of that. I just do it because I like sharing and because I like them too. But there's times where like I share and I keep bringing stuff, and then sometimes I leave my stuff in the truck, and you know, it's like I just leave it in there, and when I come back, they're gone. Like, bro, like, you know, it's okay, you know, I don't mind people, like, you know, getting stuff from, you know, but like at times it's just like, bro, like, bring your own stuff now.
Like in the back of the truck?
Yeah,
like
like on tailgate.
Shit.
So it's like, bro, like, you know, at times, like, you know, I already bring a lot, and then you always ask, hey, dame esto, dame lo otro. Sometimes they didn't, at this point, since I've been cool with it, they don't even ask. They just go and get the stuff.
You got the
And I don't tell them anything. It's you know, it's okay. You know, I don't mind sharing. But bro, when I bring like stuff, like it's just like sunflower seeds, the main thing, like se agarran de puños y vámonos. Like, bro, it's okay. You know, I don't mind sharing. But like, it's not always me. Like, it's like every day. Hey, bro, you got sunflower seeds? Like, if they expect me to have sunflower seeds, like, bro, like, nah, fuck that. After that, I started hiding them. But I feel bad. At times I feel bad whenever they ask. I'm like, fuck.
But they don't bring.
Ni modo decirles que no tengo, or like tell them, bring your own.
Yeah.
Fuck, voy y la saco para darles.
But they don't bring anything.
No, they don't.
Oh.
So at times, just like, I feel like at times I have to be selfish. Like, bro, like, you gotta share too. You know, there's that old saying that it says, you know, you share, like, how do you say it? Haz algo sin esperar nada a cambio.
Yeah.
So, you know, so I always do that, you know, I share and I don't expect anything. But at times I'm like, bro, like, it's always me. I'm spending my own money and they don't want to spend their money. Like, fuck, like, it's just me. Like, nah, fuck that. At times I gotta be selfish. But most of the time I share. But when it comes to, like, you know, a homeless person, that shit is tough for me. Like, I've been through shit where, like, people, like, ask for money and I give them. Literally, I see them walking out of the store with beer, cigarettes. It's like, fuck that. I'll stop doing that. Like, I don't give money, like, in the streets. Unless I, like, see the necessity, I don't give money. That's just me. Probably I'm wrong. Probably. I mean, the bad people ruined it for the good people in my case. But yeah, for me, at times you gotta be selfish. But I don't consider myself a selfish person.
You know, Rastos is selfish? You sure or not?
No, I don't consider myself as a selfish person. I feel like I sometimes do need to be like a selfish person because like así como andaba diciendo Emilio, like you know how like they just take advantage of like taking stuff, and I mean like it's not necessarily like just like food or drinks or anything like that, but también like they take away like the time that you give them as well, if you get what I mean. So it's just like I don't know, like I consider myself like a little bit too nice most of the time, but I mean I started to realize that like it just depends on like the situation and like how much I have to give and how much they're giving to me as well. So
do you have an example like where you give them something but then don't get back?
Recently like this one guy, like he came up to me and like he literally asked me for $1. Like he asked me for $1. Yeah, supposedly, bro. Afterwards, I seen him walk to a fucking car and he just like drove off. I was just like, bro.
Oh, so he wasn't even homeless?
No, he wasn't even homeless. He's like, I need $1 just for like some food. Like, ya cuando se le di $1, like se fue a un carro ahí like close by and he just like drove off. I was just like, bro, that happened twice. That happened to me twice actually.
Outside of work?
Huh? No, not outside of work. Like the first time I was at a gas station, I was pumping gas and he came up to me. Yeah, he came up to me. He was like, "Hey, like, it's okay if I get $1, like, you know." And like later on, he walks to like a car, like a pumps ahead, like away, some pumps away. And then like recently, like I was eating some tacos, and he just like, "Hey, you know, like, can I get $1? I'm trying to get some food." And I was like, "Okay." I gave him $1, and he just ended up walking to a car también close by. I was just like, bro.
I mean, why would they want $1 for though?
$1 for every person makes it a lot.
True.
What if they asked like, you know, several people before he was the last machine?
Yeah.
They drove off with the last $1.
Probably.
Yeah, that happened to me once too. Like it was the corner stores. There's always the gas stations.
Yeah.
That's where I had the two experiences, bro. Like it was this guy. He asked for like, I think it was like $1. Like, hey bro, you got $1 for because I run out of gas and my car is over there. I was like, fuck. And I was like, I didn't have change, bro. I was like, oh, I didn't have change, bro. I was like, you know, fuck it, $5. Le di. Mames, ahí, güey, así descarado, güey. Se metió a la tienda and then he came out with cigarettes, smoking and killing it. Now, like, and after that, bro, I was like, nah, I'm not giving money to people.
Bro, no si me agarraron en la mensa, güey.
No, and then the first time it was with the little kid, bro. He was like, well, like I would say like 11 years old. He came up to me. He's like, hey, ¿tiene algo pa comer? He was from Central America. I think it was like Salvadorian. I think. Yeah, no, era hondureño. And he asked me for money, and he's like, que por qué no tenía pa comer? So I was like before I handed out money, I started asking him questions. So I was like, where's your parents? He's like, well, they're in Honduras because I just came from over there. I was like, oh shit. And then I was like, who do you live with? Like family or what? She's like, oh, I live with my brother. Like, where's your brother? He's like, oh, he's working. He washes people's cars to make money and whatnot. And I was like, okay, it's pretty legit answers. He needs the money. All right, no problem, bro. Like, le di dinero. I was like, no tenía cambio, pero esta vez I was like, with my heart, I was like, ten $10, buy yourself like food, whatever. And, I left. And after that, like a couple of days later, I came back, bro. Que lo miro tomando allá afuera del gas station, bro.
Really?
A kid, bro. A kid. After that, I was like, fuck. Like, I was like, nah. Like, after that, I started doubting. I was like, I don't think I'll give money to people anymore.
He was by himself?
Nah, with like, bro, like, la gente grande, la gente adulta, lo trataba como si fuera, like, sus hijos, güey, le daba cerveza a la verga y gave him rides. And I'm like, fuck, bro, like, he was just like 11, 12 years old. No mames, güey. So, you know, after that, I was like, I probably won't give like money to people. So that's whenever that happened to the other guy about the cigarettes ones. After that, I was like, yeah, I'm done. Like, I'm sorry if people actually need it, I'm done. But when I see young people, like, you know, 20s, 30s, even like, yeah, like 20s or 30s, asking for money, I was like, bro, there's a lot of jobs out there. You just don't want to work. Like, I don't give them money. Bro, like, there's work out there. Last time I came out of church, 2 guys, they were like 20, like probably late 20s. 2 guys asking for money out of church, like outside of church. And then my mom, whenever we got into the truck, my mom was like, those are they were like, she was like, esos son los que yo he visto en el Walmart pidiendo dinero una vez. And I was like their story was like, oh, yo apenas llegué de México, no tenemos nada, blah, blah, blah. My mom was like, llevan como un mes en el Walmart pidiendo dinero. So then I was like, nah, like after that, like, nah. Because stuff like that, like, some people really don't need it, but like the bad people ruin it for the good people.
Yeah. Yeah, but they got me like that. Like, I was going to cross timbers, but you know, it's fucking good over there, you know? And like, every time I would go, like, siempre, like, there's like people walking around and shit, like, barefoot y todo. Y one time they got me, it was like in the morning, and I was barely gonna go to work. And on my way to work, like, he stopped me, he asked me for $1. Y también, like, I didn't have change. Y le di uno de 5. And then I go inside, and then I started, like, plugged in or whatever. And then the manager came in, and she told me, like, I asked her, I was like, hey, like, they asked me for like $1 outside, like, is that happen common? She's like, oh yeah, like, I don't give them shit. They always be asking for shit. They always asking for money, and I stopped giving them. Hell no, they just use it for bad and shit. Like, they don't need it, you know. And I was like, oh fuck, like, I gave him $5, and then the next week I went, like, I stopped doing that. Like, I was like, hell nah. Like, he just came in, I was like, nah, bro, I don't got nothing. And they get mad, bro. Like,
bro, I know. It's like they expect you to give them something, bro. It's like,
yeah, they expect you to help them. I'm like, hell no, bro, not no more.
Luego son bien delicados, güey. Like, if you give them $1 in quarters, no lo quieren, güey. Lo quieren en pinche billete, güey.
Yeah, they want, yeah.
Todavía te estamos grande, todavía quieres billetes. I remember one time my uncle, he had like a bunch of quarters. He had like a good $3-4 of quarters. Uh-huh. He was asking a guy in the streets. It was like he put a Hardy in New York. He was asking money, you know, in a hat. My uncle, you know, Rocoras, the guy, you know, he was sticking out the hat. He got the quarters. He said, así va a echar a la gorra. Nigga took out his hat. Y siguió caminando para atrás. Like, no mames. Aparte que te das dinero es bien delicado. Nah, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but if you're in the streets asking for money, I'm sorry. I probably won't give money.
Yeah, and then there's another one, like about to enter the freeway. There was always a guy in the morning. Like, every time I go to the gym in the morning, there was this guy sitting down with like a sign asking for money. But you can tell that his leg were like messed up. Like, they were like como infladas. So like he probably struggles to walk and shit. Y a él sí le daba dinero like every once in a while. And then all of a sudden he stopped setting up right there. And like a couple weeks later, this different guy pops up there. Pero he looked healthy, like he looked normal, like nothing serious. And like his sign didn't say like, oh, I'm sick or nothing. Like, it was just like, oh, I'm asking for money or whatever. I'm like, nah, bro. Like, I know le doy, you know, but I would give the other guy.
There's times where people like, they want to clean their like your windshield or anything. Those, like, okay, you know, at least you're doing something. You're not just sitting there asking for money. Mm-hmm. But I don't let them clean the windshield because like, I'm sushi. I was like, I'm like, nah, I just run down the window and give them the money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if they just ask, nah, I'm not giving you anything. You're just asking and not doing anything, unless like it's a need. Okay, I know, like, you know, he can't really like work or anything. Maybe I'll consider giving them money. But more than anything, food. Like, if you're hungry, you're gonna take the food. Which most of them, like, when you give them food, no les gusta. Like,
yeah,
like, bro, your sign says you're hungry, but you get food and no te gusta, you want money. Yeah. So I'm like, you know, that makes me down. Like, are you hungry or you want, like, you know, for your drugs or for your alcohol? Like, nah, fuck. But yeah, at times you gotta be selfish. That's for me.
¿Tú, Hugo? Are you selfish?
Am I selfish? Like I said, younger, no. Like, younger, like, I would give. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'll have that mentality where whatever you do with the money, I mean, I don't care. Like, if I have extra and I give it to you, like, whatever, you know. Because some people's, like, joy or happiness comes from, like, a cigarette or from a beer. you know, at the end of the day, you know, like it's a bad choice. It kind of angers you, but at the end of the day, that makes them happy, and they chose that path, and they're asking for money. Like if you have extra or whatever, pues se lo daba, verdad? But then once I grew up, like I got a little older, I was like, nah, like I started caring more about my money. Like I was like, nah, like why am I working so hard and then I'm just gonna give it away like that, you know? Like at least I'm gonna give it away if it's gonna help like a family.
Others, right?
Yeah. But yeah, at some point I was less selfish. Now I'm a little more selfish. Like,
I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be like homeless people or like
yeah,
or like people in the street, but you know, like other examples, you know,
like family also, like bro. Family, bro, damn. Bro.
I trust my family, bro, but I have one experience, bro, with one so adoring. No way. After that, I'm sorry, but like friends, if you ask more than $1,000, I'm really gonna think about it. I'm really gonna think about it, bro. Nah, cause fuck that, bro.
No way, you lost $1,000, bro.
Bro, really, bro, like how are you gonna ask $1,000? Like I had this one guy, friend of mine, that he asked for $1,000. So his whole story was that he was his what do you call it? His mom had recently gave birth. So him and his mom were the ones that were taking care of, you know, they were the head household. So they would pay rent and bills, anything, you know. So she gave birth, so she couldn't work. So everything was his own. Supposedly, you know, he wasn't making it. And during that time is whenever like COVID was going on. So supposedly he lost his job and whatnot. You know, that happened. So he was asking for money. He didn't ask me first. He asked some other guy, another friend of mine. But that friend of mine couldn't help him out because he was really, you know, going through harsh stuff too. So his second choice was me. But so he came to me, he's like, hey, bro, you know, like, I'm embarrassed to ask about this, but I really, like, you know, you think I can borrow money? You know, like, we can get a letter notarized and whatnot. That way I can pay you back. And I was like, nah, bro, we don't need to go through that shit. You know, like, I'm gonna trust in you that you're gonna pay me back. So it's just like, so what we're gonna do, you know, you're gonna pay me back and like bi-weekly. You know, you're gonna give me $200 bi-weekly. You know, so I gave him a whole month to like, you know, work and just recover. And after that, you know, you can start like he could start me paying me bi-weekly. So I gave the money to him December. So I was like, all right, starting January, you know, you can start paying me. You know, get this whole month to like, you know, do what you got to do, and then you can start paying me in January.
Yeah.
You know, January came by, and you know, the second week of January came by, and he didn't pay me anything, and I didn't say anything. End of January came, you know, that was the second payment. So that's whenever he actually was like, hey, bro, you know, like, no tengo tu dinero, and this and that. I was like, hey, bro, like, it's cool, man, like, do whatever you gotta do first, like, aliviánate tú primero, and then you can start paying me. So second week of February came, y like no me dijo nada.
Ni un peso.
Ni un peso. So I was like, hey, bro, like, I reached out to him, like, hey, bro, like, so, you know, like, quedamos en que me vas a pagar, so, like, are we still in the same plan or what? He was like, hey, bro, like, perdóname, I'm really struggling still, like, blah, 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 blah. I was like, hey, bro, like, it's cool, man, like, as long as you talk to me, you tell me, hey, wait, no puedo, like, te doy quebrado, dale, güey, like, until you get your money first, then you can start paying me. You know, February passed, March came. When March came, I was like, nah, I'm gonna ask him now. I was like, hey, bro, like, I need a little bit of money now, like, you mind, like, giving me, like, you know, a little bit now? He's like, nah, bro, like, no puedo ahorita, güey, but, like, you know, this, like, I'm gonna give you at least $100 next weekend. I was like, fuck it, bro, like, you know, next weekend me va a dar 100 al menos. The weekend came by, bro, and I didn't ask him for the money. I was like, let me see if he actually, you know, comes and tells me, hey, bro, aquí están los $100. No me dijo nada. So I was like, right, Monday I'm gonna tell him. So I told him Monday, I was like, bro, like, I almost think, like, you know, you told me you were gonna give me money on Saturday, but you didn't. He's like, hey, bro, you forgot to remind me and whatnot. And that's when I was like, hey, like, I don't have to be behind you. You said you were gonna do this, so I was expecting for you to do so. Like, I'm not gonna be behind my money. Like, I'm not gonna be begging you for money. You already know that you gotta pay me. Blah 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 blah. Point turns out that, you know, February, March, April, May came by, and then I don't know, he stopped answering my messages. He wouldn't answer my calls, and he deleted his Instagram and everything. So it was just, he ghosted me, bro. I couldn't find anything for him. You know, a year later, bro, like a year later, Instagram just gave me a notification that this person was on Instagram, and turns out it was him with the new Instagram. And there he was showing off his cars, his J's, and whatnot. I'm like, bro, like, and then in his picture saying something about like trying to look like me, but you can't be like me. I'm like, bro, I was about to tell him shit, like, bro, like, pay me a fucking $1,000 back. Like, you're over here showing off your Jordans and showing off a car, but yeah, you owe me $1,000. Like, you were a damn like pussy to pay me $1,000. Like, bro, I was mad, bro. Like, I still get mad to this point. Like, I don't know how people can do that, bro. Like, if I owe money, bro, I'll owe my mom $5,000, and I work my ass off until I pay her that money. Like, no tienes conciencia, okay? Like, how do you not like just ghost people and not pay them anything?
Bro, some people weren't raised like that. Like, some people weren't like raised with those like values. Like, some people were born in an environment where whenever you take advantage of somebody, that's how they go through. But eventually they catches up with them, or they're gonna ask the wrong person, and that's gonna get them like not necessarily like in a bad way, but like they eventually along their life they're gonna pay it somehow. At least that's how I think that's how like things work.
Bro, like if I owe money, bro, mi conciencia no me deja. I gotta pay it from like work. I gotta do whatever it takes to pay it off. And it's just like, bro, like en que cabeza cabe, like stop answering messages, delete Instagram, not answer calls. Like what the fuck, like is that even a human?
And also it was like a lesson. I think it was a lesson for you.
It was a lesson learned. That's what I'm saying. Like excuse to my friends, but if you ever ask more than $1,000, I'm really gonna think about it.
But how do you consider him a friend?
Like, I just met him for like, you know, a couple of like, it wasn't it, bro. That's a lesson learned, bro. It wasn't even the year, bro. It was just like
that wasn't even a friend, bro.
It was months. So we were just cool because we would play soccer and stuff like that. So we were just cool, and you know, I was raised, you know, like always help people out. So
yeah,
I was, you know, he probably brainwashed me with, you know, his story. So I was like, shit, you know, this guy really needs the money, so let me help him out. But I was really risking it too. Like, I had only $1,500 with me, just with me, like for a whole month. Con eso iba a vivir por un mes, because I was struggling with work too, because, you know, COVID, work went down. So I was like, this is what I have for a whole month. So I gotta like save, I gotta pump gas, pay bills. So this is what I have. So I was like, okay, fuck it, you know, I'm gonna let him borrow $1,000. He probably needs it more than me. Y a ver cómo las hago yo with the 500. Just make it through the month, bro. Like I made a big sacrifice, you know. That was my money that I worked hard for. Y ese way, like, le valió verga, le valió, like, it's just like, fuck, man, that shit pisses me off.
Bro, I bet he was older than you.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, definitely. Like, he
probably like a year.
He already knew.
Probably like a year or so.
Like, he already had a plan and everything. Like, because those kind of people, they know who to ask, like who to target.
I feel like
they can
what
tell.
made him mad or like not pay me is that I started like giving him advice. Because I would tell him, I was like, bro, if you like, you can't be like this. I would tell him, bro, you can't be like this with people. If you're really gonna ask people for money, you gotta be responsible. So I was like giving him like some type of, and I think that's what got him mad, because he asked the other guy for money. He didn't ask me first. He asked my other friend, and that friend told me about it and told him to ask me. So he came to me because of my other friend.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think he was gonna pay you regardless, bro. Like, there's no way. Like, if you would have not say anything, he was just gonna forget about it. Like, he was just gonna ghost.
That's what I'm saying. So just like when I saw him like on his new Instagram, I was gonna talk shit, bro, expose that nigga out with all my messages. But I was like, nah, fuck that shit. Like, nah, I'm not gonna go through that.
You're bigger than that.
Yeah, I was like, nah, like, you know, I could look the stupid one, oh, te dejaste robar por $1,000, and nah, you know, like at the end of the day, you know, yo quise hacer una obra de caridad. I really was trying to help someone out. So if he did whatever we did with the money, it's fuck it, whatever, you know, like, you know, God has blessed me with many other stuff now, so, you know.
Yeah.
That's basically whenever you have to like learn how to like trust people, especially like start knowing like how they are, like the type of person that they are, like how they were raised and everything. Cause literally like people could like seem like they're your friend and everything, like yeah, like I can trust you, you can trust me, whatever. But in reality, like they're just using you for either money, advice and all that type of shit. And whenever like you need it, they're not gonna be there. It's not everybody's gonna be like that. And I mean like with me, like that's whenever like I started to realize, because it's just it's just not everybody is gonna think the same way as you do. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, yeah. Go ahead.
But I mean, like, that's whenever like you had to realize on people. You had to like I wouldn't say like study them, but you know, like get to actually like know them.
But I feel like, yeah, that's true. But it's because I feel like the people that I'm always hang out with are like mainly family. Like the people that surround me, like I can trust them. I can let them borrow money and they pay me back. So like I feel like I was so used to like just with people that actually were gonna pay me back, that like I just like go easily with that money. I was like, hey bro, you need it? Here you go. So I was like, so now like nah, fuck, like nah. If you ask me for money, I'm really gonna think about it. I'm gonna get some shit, you know, like sign some contract, you know. You give me your car, if you don't pay me. You know, I gotta be like the banks.
Yeah. So have you ever had a selfish moment, but now basically dealing with money, like maybe your time? Have you ever had like a situation where like you had to be selfish with your time? Hey bro, no. Not that kind of time, bro. Like not like as in dating, but just like as in, hey bro, like just maybe work wise, or maybe like they want you to be. What if you have two people that want to be on the same event, but you have to be like kind of selfish? Whether like what event do you prefer going? Like I don't know if that falls under being selfish, but like also your time is valuable. That's why I'm asking, like, have you been selfish with your time? Maybe if somebody wants you in a place and another person wants you in another place, so you kind of have to, or maybe you have your own shit going on, so you can't make it somewhere, so you have to choose between going to that person's like event or just doing the thing that you have to do for yourself. Or maybe you don't feel like going, or you don't like the place that they're inviting you to, so you decide to not go.
Well, the way I see it is like, if I have two different options, like I always see like if this person wants me to be there and then this other person wants me to be there, I really look at it, you know, which one is more important. Like honestly, like I really look at it, I'm like, you know, like this guy is just gonna do this, like it's not much, but this person really needs my help, so now I'm gonna go this way. And then, you know, let the other person, you know, hang tight for the next time, you know. That's how I see it. Like, but there's like, it's not like nunca me pasa where like both are really important. There's only one that's more important than the other. So like, I just choose, you know, what's more important, this or that. And I just go over there.
Yeah, Russell's? What?
Nah, nothing. Nah, I don't know. As of right now, like I really don't have anything else that like comes in mind.
When it comes to being selfish?
Yeah, to being selfish. I don't know. But I mean, like I started to realize that like about myself to like sometimes actually be selfish, like with my time, though regardless. So I mean, as of right now, like I'm just like trying to work and like do my own thing, like trying to get my money up and everything. I mean, like yeah, like I'll still hang out with people and everything, but like for the most part, it's just like I like working and going to school and everything, just to like become successful in the future.
So that's how you manage your time now? Like
yeah,
more, like hanging out with like doing pointless stuff?
Yeah, like it's just like right now, like I mean, like yeah, like I'll hang out, but you know, like I just be like hella busy. Like I'm hella busy with work and school. I mean, like como te digo, like at the first podcast, I barely have time to even like make it to this podcast, you know. Yeah. But I mean, like if somebody comes and invites me out, or like if I'm interested in like going out, if I have time, you know, like I'll make the time for it. Or, like I'll get my work done and like try to see like what days I'm available to like go out, you know. But I mean, for the most part, it's just like I'm just always busy constantly.
And how about like whenever, like let's say you can do something better at work, like better position, or they ask you to do more than what you usually do, but it's hard to say no to those things. Like when they want you to like maybe cover for someone, or maybe they want you to do their job, but like it's kind of hard to say no, but like you want to be helpful, but at the same time you respect, like you want to respect like your own, like you already have a handful of things to do, but they want you to do more. Like fuck, like nah hell no, you have to like put your stand your ground, like be like no, straight up.
At at first, whenever I first started working, like I would always just like be like constantly working because they would need help. They would always like need help. And so for the most part, like I would be closing, like dealing with money and everything. And then like a lot of people would like call in, so I would like have to like come in. You know, because I had just barely started working. So I was just like, bro, I feel like I'm gonna look bad, like if I keep saying no. So like I would start working, but I realized my manager, she would like take advantage of me a lot.
Yeah, managers like that.
And I was just like, nah, bro. It got to the point where I had to open one day, and the person that was gonna come in like for in the afternoon to like relieve me had called in, and so they couldn't find anybody to replace me, and so a fuerzas they were like, would you mind staying like throughout the whole day to work? And I was just like, no, like you either find somebody or like I'm gonna end up walking out. And they didn't end up finding somebody, and so a fuerzas me querían que cerrara, and they were like, if you don't stay, like we're gonna have to like let you go. I was just like, fuck no, I actually need this job. So like they did us fucking force me to fucking stay and work. Huh?
But did they stay with you?
Huh?
Did they stay with you and close?
No.
No mames,
bro. Like I literally told her, you're the manager. If you can't find anybody, you have to deal with your store. You have to stay and deal with your store.
That's your
and like bro, like literally, I was texting my assistant manager, and I like the excuse that he gave me. He was like, oh, she's at a family gathering. Like she has a dress, she has like heels. Like she's not gonna come in because of that. I was just like, bro, she can go home, she can change and come to the store. That way she can cover me and like let me go. And he was like, "Not like I wish she could, but she said she's in a family gathering." I was like, "Bro, forget that, bro. I have my plans too."
Bro, but as a manager, if they can't find any, then you know it's time for you to stay. If you can't find no one else, and the guy that's in shift can't stay, then
exactly because they literally asked me like, "Hey, can you stay for me?" Like, not can you stay for me, like can you stay and close? I was just like, no, like I don't want to stay, like I want to leave at the time that I had to leave. And literally nobody ended up coming to relieve me. Nobody did nothing. So I literally stayed a whole fucking day working. I pulled a double. And so after that I was just like, nah, bro, I'm not gonna fucking keep like overworking myself just because of them, bro. Yeah. And so luckily I have a new manager, and he's way better. Like he actually helps out and everything, and like it's rare for them to actually be like, oh, can you come in, like can you help this, like there's a few times whenever like they do need it, but I mean like still I just be like, nah, I got plans.
Sometimes I feel like the managers take advantage of you, like since they know you work, like they expect a lot from you, so they really don't expect a lot from the other people. So like when you don't do something, or like you're like falling behind on something, like they expect you to do more, you know, do better. But with the lazy people, they're lazy. We don't give a damn about them.
Bro, literally, I have like a few lazy people at work, and it's just like I already
calling them out.
Huh? Yeah. No, I really don't care, bro. Like I have a few lazy people that don't even work, and it's just like, bro, like ya me ha quejado varias veces con mi manager, and he still hasn't done anything. And right now, like he literally just fired somebody that actually works. So I was just like, I was just like, bro. Tantas veces que te andamos quejando de alguien que no hace trabajo, que siempre anda ahí haciendo sus huevonadas y sin hacer nada, y andas corriendo a los que sí trabajan. I was just like, bro, it pisses me off. Like it's starting to piss me off. Like that's why I've been like thinking of leaving, because I'm honestly getting tired. So I don't know.
No, yeah, sometimes like people lose good people just because of the bad people.
Yeah.
Like when I used to work at the airport, like you know, I used to work at the restaurant, and I would work my ass off. You know, I was a dishwasher, and I would work all the time. I would close, bro. We would get a bunch of dishes, and I would haul ass, bro. Like, and I would hate whenever I would come in, a bunch of dishes, and I had shitload tons of different stuff to do. So that shit would piss me off. Like, bro, like I come in and I gotta deal with, you know, this person's crap because he didn't rush, you know, he took his sweet ass time. Now I have to like work extra, that way I can, whenever I close, I don't have much dishes. So that's why I quit that job, bro. I literally threw my batch at the end of the day. I was like, you know what, I'm done. Threw it in the tail. I was like, I'm out. Like, you're gonna lose good people just because of the bad people. Yeah, they were like, my brother left, I left, some other people left, and bro, they were struggling after that. Whenever they got stuck with the good people, they were struggling after that. I'm like, you see, you got to struggle. You really want to struggle with lazy people. There.
It's always the good people that end up leaving, bro. I swear to God. Like when I started working, also like I would also cover for everybody, like especially once I started like knowing how to close and open. Like the manager would always like she had like I mean, I understand when you're like a mom, you have to be with your kids or whatever. But she used to like constantly like call in like, hey, can you cover for me, or can you do this? I gotta go to an event or something. And I would be like, fuck it, yeah, like I'll get more hours, whatever. Like I needed the money, so at the time it was a good idea. But like also the owners saw that I was like always available. So now that once I had more time, yeah. And she ended up leaving, right? And then we had managers leaving. So it ended up just being me and some other managers. So we only had 2 managers. So it got to a point where neither of us can take like a break. Like either one of us had to be in the store or the other one had to be there. Like because nobody else was like there long enough to be able to close or open. So we were struggling to find like a balance between work and days off. So it got to a point where one time like he couldn't make it on the weekend. Or one of the employees couldn't make it, and they called in the day off, and it was like the busiest day. It was like a Sunday, and they called me to go close, but I denied because like I mean, first of all, I was like in the other job, and I was gonna leave at 6. So they wanted me to go like at 7, from 7 to like 10, like 3 hours, and like it wasn't worth it for me because I already know how busy it gets. So it was gonna be a shit ton of work for like 3-4 hours. I was gonna go like home, sleep late, and then wake up early to go there and like just work again, you know. Like I was basically gonna not even get rest. So I was like, nah, fuck that. I'd rather like start like the morning fresh and like go from there. And they got mad. Like they called me, like the owners called me. They're like, hey, why didn't you come out? Like we always count on you and this and that. I'm like, bro, like those days are done, bro. What you mean? Like I ain't gonna like cover for like nobody no more. Like 'cause I have my own life going on. Like I'm not down bad for like covering for people. Like I'm not down bad for the money. Like if they would told me, hey, come cover, like we'll give you like $100 bonus. Pues ya estás hablando. Like it's worth my time. But
right.
just expecting me to cover and like just for like 2-3 hours, like bro, that's not worth it. Like it's not worth it.
You got better stuff to do. I mean, you got your own personal stuff to do.
And like,
yeah,
that's literally what I told my manager. I was just like, how are you gonna expect us to always come in and whenever y'all need it, but whenever we need it, y'all ain't gonna show up for us. And it's just like, bro, like ahí es donde andas aprovechando la oportunidad de nosotros, because it's just like you just want your own free time, and for us to like work even harder, just for them to like have their rest, you know.
Yeah.
But it's just like, what about us? Like we're constantly working. We have our lives too, like outside of our jobs. So it's really not fair.
Yeah.
But I feel like being like that, it has its pros and cons, because now that I work construction, like we have lazy people. Like, you know, as coworkers, we have coworkers that they're lazy.
Yeah.
In construction, the way we work at a fast pace, you know, like, hey, ve para allá, güey, en vergüenza, vámonos, pum, 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 you know, like, casi vas trotando. You just
las maderas, el 2x4.
Sí, 2x6.
Muéstrame.
Y vas movido, hey, güey, ponte esto, hey, méteme esta forma aquí, boom, 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 we go and do it. You know, like, at a fast pace, not running, but, you know, que te mires movido. And some people, bro, like, they're young, like, probably late 20s. Caminan como viejitos, güey. Like, bro, like this whole week we've been going to work at 3 in the morning. We come out like 6, 7, 8 at night, and then for 4 days. Monday we went at 3, came out at 7. Got home, slept at 3 hours, woke up at 1 to be at work at 3 in the morning again for 4 days in a row. Boom, boom, boom. Like just 2 hours, 3 hours of sleep every day. And bro, like, so because then we were gonna pour, you know, every day we were gonna be pouring. So like, we got a section done, and then the next section had to be ready for the following day.
Yeah.
So we poured. The day of the pouring, we were hauling ass to get the next section for the next day. So that's how we were working. Some people like, bro, like, caminaban con la paciencia, güey. I'm like, bro, bro, we need to get the job done. So at times, like, el trabajo sale por la gente que le echa, like, se mueve.
Yeah.
But like los que no se mueven, like, oh, like, you know, pues, like, you make them look good because, you know, tú le chingaste y el jale salió.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, people know, like, quién fue el que le metió más. So where I'm going is like it has its pros and cons. Like like a mí me gusta hacer, a veces me da coraje, like bro, like my brothers are the foremans, they're my bosses, but I don't want to tell them anything because so I just shut my mouth. Like I feel like they know who the lazy people are. So now, because of that, you get opportunities. So now I'm getting this opportunity of becoming a job site engineer. So it's like pretty much what I'm gonna do. My job is just like to do layout. So like for every new job, I'm gonna get there first, and I'm gonna lay out everything that we need. Like peers, like it's hard to explain because you probably don't know much, but like pretty much the layout is like where everything is gonna go. Like
arrange
los tornillos, like anchor boats, because the structure se siente en tornillos, so like all of them gotta be aligned. So that's my job. I have this. We work with this thing. It's called Total Station. So we work with that. We lay out everything. So that's my opportunity now. So now with my brother, I don't really work as much anymore. Like I just go. He tells me, "Hey, do this. Quiero que me hagas esto." So I do it. Once I'm done, I help the others. But like literally this past 2 weeks that I've been working with my brother, like no me pone a hacer cosas así de like difíciles. He treats me like in a higher position. So to me, it's like it has its pros and cons. Cause like, we have lazy people, pero yo le chingué, so I'm getting a better position now. Cause he sees the hard work. Yeah. So I feel like when bosses see that, like good bosses, cause if you get those bad bosses, les vale verga. When you have a good boss, like, and they see you hustle and you put in time and effort, like they're gonna give you a better position. So that's in my case. I'm getting a better position. Probably a raise is gonna come later on. So that's why, like, no me quejo. Like, I don't tell them, hey, this dude is not working. I'm working my ass off. So now, ahorita me la llevo más tranquila. And they don't work as much, pero ellos nunca para, like, they're always doing something. Which, I mean, I like to do something because no vaya el día recio, lo más rápido. But, like, when you, like, work hard and stuff like that, you get better stuff, too. So, like I said, it goes either or, like, because at times they take advantage of you, but then at times you get opportunities. So it's just it goes both ways.
It just depends where like you also work too, because I mean, considering me and Hugo, like we work basically retail, and I mean like I'm already like in one of a high position, I guess you can say. I mean, because I'm not trying to be assistant manager, I'm not trying to be a store manager, so I'm just like a regular lead, and like that's basically the highest I want to go. And I mean, I don't know, like there's no point in me going into a more upper position if I don't have like a future, if I don't want a future in that place,
Right.
Yeah. Right. Those are for people like they're already like 30s, 40s, like they probably already have like this is like a side job for them or something, or I don't know, maybe they didn't go to college, I don't know. Nah, but like back to the selfish topic, I feel like at the end of the day, it's night. It is. Nah.
Shut up. Salió poético el güey.
Nah, like I feel like the selfish is like it just gets to a point where you grow. I think it's just a thing of once you grow up, you start realizing things and you start viewing how people are. Like back when you were younger, like you didn't notice little cues that will let you know like how people are, But I think with time and age comes like wisdom, So you start seeing like how people really.
Well, like, have you ever been like selfish with your parents?
Selfish with our parents.
Like anything. So let's say this day you have planned something out. Oh, I'm gonna go out with my friends. But that day, like a day before, your parents say, hey, I really need help with this. Like, can you help me? But you're like, no, like, yo voy a planear esto. I'm going to go over here. So, of course, parents, well, at least my parents, like, if I have something, like, yo les digo, I planned this out, like, and they really need my help, they're not going to tell me, hey, quédate, ayudarme, like, then let me go. Right?
Yeah.
So, it's like, at least my parents are like that. They're not going to tell me to stay. So, I feel like at times, I feel like I've been selfish like that. Because my dad always tells me like his stories about like with his dad. He would tell me that when he was younger, his dad would like get mad at him. Like, if he planned something out, su papá no lo dejaba ir. Like my grandpa is like, nah, you're not going anywhere. You're gonna help me first. Damn. So after that, he learned, like every time my grandpa would ask him like, you have something to do? My dad was like, yeah, but whatever you gotta do, I'll help you first before I go. So like my dad was used to that. So sometimes I feel like se siente whenever like he needs my help and I can't help him. So now I'm like, damn, like he's done so much for me, and then sometimes I feel like like como que le fallo. So like in that way I feel bad. Like I feel like I'm being selfish. So I'm like me siento mal. At the end of the day, like, you know, tenemos conciencia. So like I feel bad on the damn, like my dad like really does a lot of things for me, and then like whenever he needs my help, sometimes I can't help him. So at times I feel like I'm selfish in that way. Because there's times where like I plan something out and then he needs my help, or like to do something, and I'm like, no, yo voy a salir, like, you know, like I can really help you. And then when I take off, bro, me voy muriendo de una cosa, like, fuck, like, voy bien agüitado, like, me agüito. But it's just like I make it up for it, you know. Next time, like, he needs my help, oh yeah, like, le ayudo. Like, I try to make up for it, you know. But a veces I feel like I'm selfish, and sometimes I'm like selfish in that way. Like, I plan something out, and they tell me they need my help, so I'm like, fuck, like, you know, which one is more important? But I'm like, I really plan this out, like I can't miss it.
Yeah,
so, like, I'm selfish in that, like, at times.
I haven't been in that situation, but like I think sometimes even not even that, bro. Like just sometimes, like as you get older, you don't even spend time with them as much. So even the little things, little moments, like instead of being on your phone and stuff, like they want you to be with them, maybe like in the living room, just chilling or just talking to them. Like, and I do feel bad, like, cause sometimes like I just be coming home from work, I don't even like do a conversation with them. And it's not because I'm like selfish or nothing. It's just that you just get caught up in like social media and like just checking on the videos. Like you start watching stuff or just texting people or talking to people, and like you end up not even like talking with your parents that are here, you know, with you. So I don't know, like that's when I feel bad. Like that's when I feel like I'm being selfish, because I'm putting too much time maybe into people that don't even care about me that much sometimes, like, you know, or I'm not even gaining anything from interacting with some people. So maybe it would be better if I just spend more time with my parents, because they obviously value my time more than the phone, you know, than being on the phone. So those are the times where I'm like, damn, like I should probably not be like more selfish in that sense, where like spend more time with them than fucking messing around playing games and shit.
That brings the attention to me when, like, because sometimes there are moments where like me and my parents we go out to eat, and you know, it's just like whenever we go out to eat, like, you know, we always try to like convivir con cada uno, and you know, like there's moments where like I just see my brother like on his phone, or like even all of us like we're just on our phone, and I'm just like, bro, like we should be interacting, like salimos muy apenas tenemos tiempo, so it's like. So it's just like that brought to my attention that like sometimes like we don't even like really like get together and like talk sometimes, like, because it's me going to work or like going to school, and then my dad going to work, my mom también, and my brother in school. So it's just like it's rare for all of us to actually like get together at the house and like actually have like a regular conversation, or just enjoy like each other's time, and like not like during the time where we actually like go out and like eat. It's just like it's an actual time to actually like convivir con cada uno, and like sometimes we're like all on our phones, and it's just like, bro, like ¿qué ha pasado, bro? ¿Qué se ha ido?
Like so caught up in some different things, and we forget about the blessings that we have now. Like, not until like we lose something, we value it. Like, fuck, like I really should have done this. Like at times I think about it, bro. Like I'm like, damn, I still have my mom and my dad. Some people wish they could have them. Yeah. So now I try to like do stuff like where we can be like a little bit more together, because you know my dad hasn't really like given me much time. Like if anything, is my mom. She's always been like, you know, the one that like ever since we were little. My dad, he's been the one that, you know, provided the food on the table and anything that we need, the necessities. So my dad didn't really show that much love. I know he loves us, but like he didn't like show that, you know, that love, you know, like I guess he was just like in this machismo that like, you know, like you don't really show much love towards the person. So that's why I was more like attached to my mom. But now I'm like, nah, even then, like I feel like at times I feel like weird, like if I tell my dad like, oh, like que lo amo or something like that. It's just I feel like I feel weird, but it's because we never created that relationship. Yeah. But I try to like before every time I leave the house, I always get a blessing from my mom. Like, me echa la señal, like, pues ya me voy. Like, if I go to work, like, if she's asleep, I'll go wake her up. Ya me voy, ma.
Yeah,
me echa la bendición que te vaya bien. And then we, like, nos damos un beso. And with my dad, like, yo me iba así. Until one day, my mom was like, he's like, hey, dice, también deberías decirle a tu papá que ya te vas, dice, porque, like, he tells it, a veces le dice que, like, que porque a ella sí le dicen que ya se vaya, ¿no? So after that, I would tell him, like, if he's there, like, oh, pa, ya me voy, like, voy a hacer y le doy un abrazo. So, like, he's like, okay, papa, Dios te cuide. So, stuff like that. So, I started, like, making more, like, different stuff where, like, we could show that love and that connection. Because, man, like, honestly, like, at times I just think about it, bro. At times I just think about it, I'm like, damn, like, if they're gone, if tomorrow they're gone, like, bro, I even like casi hasta quiero llorar just thinking about it.
Yeah, like God forbid something happened,
bro. Like, and then I'm like, nah, don't even think about it. Like, at times I just like, damn, like, if my mom goes, like, I probably it's gonna take me months, bro, before like I can actually fully recover because like it's just like fuck, like there's just no picture like myself with my like just walking like not knowing that I'm not gonna get her blessing anymore. It's just fuck, not gonna do that. It's just like I just think about it, bro. Like that's why I try to make like more different stuff, like more connections with my mom.
Bro, that mostly happens at night. At night when you're like just pensando like fuck, like what the like I didn't even say I love them today, like fuck. And they're right here, what the fuck, like, you
exactly.
know?
So
andas texteando buenas noches a una morra que te va a dejar y a tus papás, nada, chingada.
I remember, there was this guy that lost her mom, his mom. And I remember during the funeral, he gave like a good speech, like something about like que cuando abría like when he would open the door of the closet, like sentía su olor, sentía su presencia, and then it's just like at times I picture myself just like what if I was to like, you know, not have my dad or my mom anymore, like I was just walking to the room, it's just like full of emptiness, like nah, like I just think about that, I'm like, bro, like some people wish they have their like their parents with them, and now that I have them, I'm not really taking advantage of that. So I try to make like small stuff, you know, more connections with my mom, and make up for like the stuff that I made. Like sometimes I remember I made my mom cry one time, and I wasn't a fully idiot, bro. Like I don't know why, I don't even know what I was. So it came to a time where like we would always be together. When I started driving, I would always drive her, you know, just because she was letting me, you know, learn and whatnot. So after that, we got used to it. We would go to mass together every Sunday. It was just her, my sister, and I. The rest of the family, they would either go to mass at a different times or whatnot. Pero yo siempre iba con ella. So after that, she got used to me, and then I was the last youngest. I'm the youngest of the guys. Yeah. So she got like more attention to me and whatnot. And she would always ask me like, si salíamos, you know, to like visit a family member or something. You know, she would tell me, she's like, vamos o qué, pa que te des el carro. And she doesn't like driving at night because she gets like, she doesn't really like good visions. So she gets blinded by cars. Yeah.
Bro, we all have the same life, I swear to God. It's the same shit, bro.
So she would tell me, pa que te des el carro. So I wouldn't mind. But after that, you know, I got my car, my Mustang back then. So when I got the car, she would always try to ride with me. She's like, vamos a misa, okay, vamos. And after that, like, como que I feel like she would expect me to take her everywhere. She's like, tráeme esto, llévame aquí, llévame allá. So I remember one time I was like, Mom, like, I told her, like, yo nunca voy a estar con usted. Así que, like, if you want to go somewhere first, te tiene que enseñar a manejar. And she's like, because I remember we were taking some classes together. And then it was like over there towards like going like, we had to get the freeway, you know, for a couple of miles. And she drives like just 59. That's pretty much your bill A, like something like simple, like not going through 610 and then I-45, stuff like that. So I remember one time I was like, si quieres salir por acá, blah, 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 like, you know, you gotta learn how to drive because I'm not gonna be here for you all the time. And then she told me, she's like, hijo, pero like, we're coming to the same place at the same time, so why not drive with you? I'm like, sí, pero yo nunca voy a estar con usted. And she just like got sad. She just started crying, like, she's like, como like saying like really like, you know, like we come to the same place at the same time, like, ¿por qué no me quiere traer? So after that, I felt bad. I'm like, she really gave me the opportunity to take, like, when I first started driving, she would let me borrow the car. I'm like, Mom, I got soccer practice. Can I take the car? See, And back then, I wouldn't really work because I was young. I was like 15 years old. And then I wouldn't work. So, y ella siempre ha sido ama de casa. She would like do like lunch for people, like just to make money. So, at times, the car didn't have gas, like housing gasolina. And my mom, she like, tiene echarle gasolina. So she would always care for me. And now that like this stuff happens, like whenever I made her cry, I started like reflecting. I'm like, damn, like I really messed up. It's like fuck, like she has she's done so much for me. And I'm really like doing this to her. Like, what type of son am I? So yo hasta ahí like I was like, fuck, like sí la cagué.
Like you're gonna miss giving her a ride at some point in your life.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Going forward, you wish you could give her a fucking ride, bro.
So that's what I think about it. So now like now that I have my truck, like. Vamos a misa, let's go, like, we go to mass together. And sometimes ella said, like, she comes to Houston to go to mass. So, I don't come here anymore to Houston, so I'll go to mass over there where I live. But a veces ella se viene para acá. But then I stay over there. But when she stays over there, like, nos vamos juntos. I don't tell her, oh, take your car, take your car, because I'm going to go out after. I have to go after. I'll go pick her up. We go to mass, and then I drop her off, and then I go out.
Hell yeah, bro, same, bro. Like even with dads, when you were mentioning your dad, like it's the same thing. Like with mine, like it's not even about like telling him something. It's just he just wants quality time with me. Like he just wants me there. Like in the moment. If he's watching something on the TV, like he just wants me there, watching it with him, laughing at whatever the fuck we're watching, just commenting on a soccer game. If we're watching Puma, like he always like only because I'm working, sometimes I won't be there in the Pumas games. But if they're gonna play like at night, like why not be there? Like I like the team, he likes the team. Like why not watch it together? And that's why like that's all really he asked for. And I feel like sometimes like we stop doing it like for whatever reason. Like you don't even spend that much time, just quality time with them. So I feel like that's why it's important to like always try to do something together, because then once you're older and they're not there, like you're gonna regret not being there. You're gonna wish you were like there to watch it with you and shit.
Right. And then go ahead.
No, I was gonna like basically share my experience like with my dad, because I mean like growing up, like my dad would always like basically work like from the morning to the night, and it's basically like yo llegaba a la escuela, like it was just always me and my mom, so I would always have like that attachment to my mom. And like with my dad, like I guess he would like show me a little bit, like llegaba a la casa, me abrazaba, me daba beso,
Yeah.
But I mean like it wasn't really like much where like I would actually spend time with him, because he would just get home and like eat and basically just shower and just go to sleep, because to work again. Damn. In the morning. So it's just like I barely had like quality time with him. There was like a little moments where I did. For the most part, it was just like during the weekends. Yeah. But growing up, like I started to realize that like my dad started being like try to be more closer to me. Like cada vez que tenía la oportunidad me daba abrazo, me decía like te amo y todo eso, and I was just like, I don't know, like to this day I still kind of feel weird, because I really wasn't shown that much like whenever like I was younger. But like like I know like he means it like with all his heart, like. Because I think he started to realize that like no me dio mucho amor like whenever like I was younger, because like we barely like seen each other. Right. But I think like he just ended up starting to realize it, because like cada vez que tiene la oportunidad me bendice en la noche, or like me da el abrazo, siempre me dice que me cuide en el trabajo o donde sea donde yo voy, because I mean like I'm constantly like going out.
You're driving.
Yeah. And so like it's just like I started to realize that like como que también a veces like he just wants quality time, and like whenever we do, like we're either watching a soccer game or like andamos comiendo, and like we try to get like talk. There's moments where like I'm just even there like sin decirnos nada, and I realize también que hay a veces where like he tries to like start conversation with me, and I'm just there like eating, or like on my phone, and like bro, that actually just came up to me right now. Like there's moments where I'm just like eating on my phone, and like he's just like right across. We don't even make conversation, but like he ends up like trying to like talk to me, like yeah, like we catch up and everything, like with whatever, like if it's soccer, if it's school, with work, whatever. Like he tries to actually like come up with a topic to actually talk, and you know, like just like convivir así. But yeah, like to this day, like I still kind of do feel weird, like whenever like he shows me his love, because I mean, I don't know, like
You're not used to it.
I'm still not used to it. I'm still not used to it, but I mean, like I know he means it with all his heart.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like so easy to make conversation with your friends, but whenever it comes to your parents, like at least with mama it's easy because she's always like the main center of the conversation. Anywhere we go, like it's always her with her stories. She's like such a good storyteller. But when it comes to like, and she's good telling me stories, and I just listen to her. And sometimes I feel bad because the story she's telling me is nowhere near relevant to what the fuck like is going on with me. But like you still try to put attention and try to pitch into the conversation, but it's just so hard to like damn, sometimes she get me lost because she be talking about el hijo del amigo del cuñado. Like, what the fuck? Who even needs these people? What the fuck? But it's a good story, you know. But at the end of the day, like she's just happy that she has someone to talk to. So cause she's always home alone. So like the days that I'm off or something, I'm home. Like she just takes the time to like talk to me because she has nobody else to talk to. Like at least we that work, like we go. Like our dads and us, like we work and we hang out with coworkers and shit. We talk to them, we laugh with them. But the mom usually, like if she stays home and do the cleaning, like she's just her by herself. So that's also that I realized, like damn, like even just her listening to her and just trying to like make conversation or pitch in, like it means a lot to her. But with dads, it's like so weird. Like if it's not soccer or like work, it's like nothing else, like because they don't open up, like they don't like talking about childhood or nothing. Like sometimes you do want to know, and they're just not good at storytelling. I feel that that's all it is. Like they're not good at detailing, because even when I want to say like a story or something, like I just forget the details, bro. I'll just be like, yeah, like it happened, you know, like whatever, like I was just young, did this, like there, like I'm not gonna go into detail. Like
my dad, he tells like his stories of when he was young, but whenever he's drunk. Whenever he's drunk, he starts telling his like stories of what he would do and stuff and not. And whenever I found out about his dad, whenever I told you that he would make him do like his stuff first, as he told me that when he was drunk. So most of the stuff he tells me whenever he was young, it was when he's drunk. So
no yours. No,
I'm just
Bless you.
Yeah, like most of his childhood stories is like when he's drunk, and he has like good child like stories and stuff. But when he's drunk, like I don't like it. Like I feel bad, but like he starts telling me like I hate it whenever like he starts crying. When I'm like, bro, like in my head I'm like, if you're really hurt or like you want to cry, like los borrachos siempre lloran cuando está borracho. Like why? ¿Por qué no lloras cuando you're actually conscious of what you're doing or what you're saying? So like. I feel bad at times because my mom tells me, you know, you gotta accept your dad, you know, the way he is. I mean, like, I just don't like that he drinks. That's, you know, he's like, tiene ese problema. That's the only thing I don't like. So when he gets home, like you know, está tomado, like, luego me dice, Papa, ven. And he starts telling me, I hate that, bro. Like he's like, que me comienza a decir his stories and all his sad stories. So I feel bad at times, but whenever he walks, like, as soon as he walks, like I hear that he's coming, I go to my room. Y mi mamá dice, íralo, ya te vas. And I'm like, Mom, like I can't, like inside of me, like me da tristeza y me da coraje, both. Like, bro, like I'm really here, like I'm home, but my dad is not home. Like he hasn't shown me much love and this and that. Like, so como que a la vez tengo like coraje, pero a la vez tristeza because of, you know, it's su vicio.
Yeah.
So like my mom, she's like, yeah, but you gotta learn how to deal with that, you know, like es tu papá and whatever, you know, como sea, tienes que aceptarlo. So that's why I'm starting, even like ahorita, like I'm more like, you know, he gets home, I'm still like, me quedo en el sofá, ya no corro para adentro. So I just stay there, like, y si quiere hablar, like, ya casi no me pide que hable, but like when he talks to me when he's drunk, when like he asks me a question and I answer like yes or no. Nunca, like, we don't make conversation. I don't try to make a conversation porque la plática luego se hace larga.
Yeah.
So I just try to make it like, oh, like he's drunk, you know, like, luego comienza a sacar cosas y que guanar and blah, blah, blah. So, like, cuando está bueno, like, there's like every now and then just small conversations, but no es mucho. But like I said, I try to make more like, you know, more connection because, you know, we never know. Like mañana, like no puede estar, and I'm gonna wish that I had him, you know, in my outlet. Like it's gonna hurt. And my mom, like ni se diga. Like if I ever, like I don't think I'll probably be able to live without my mom, but like I say like I can't because it's gonna be hard for me to like recover.
Yeah.
Because to me, my mom is like, she's just a total blessing.
Like your best.
Es más, like la nuera de parte mía is gonna be lucky. Because all my sister-in-laws, they're lucky to have my mom, bro. Like, my mom thinks about everyone. She thinks about everyone. She makes something, para mi nuera, Cynthia, or like Cynthia Sareni, like my sister-in-law, she always thinks about them.
Yeah.
The last time she was making like capirutada, I don't know if you know that, but she was making some, and she has to go through the process of making the bread because she makes the bread and she bakes it and everything. Y para nosotros nos dejó poquito, and I'm like, and then I saw her when she was making like different ones for my sister-in-laws.
Yeah.
And I'm like, y a nosotros nos deja sin nada. I was just telling her, I was like, no hombre, le dije, mira, sus cuñadas les da todo, a su nuera les da todo, y nosotros nos deja un pistito. She said, no sea, dice, no. She was just like, no sea vil, dice, hay que enseñarnos a compartir. But I was just standing around like, I was like, my sister-in-laws are blessed to have you, mom, porque anything, bro, like, it's their birthday, va y les lleva su pastel, like, bro, like, out of nowhere. And then una vez mi hermano le dijo, my big brother was like, usted no debería consentir a las nueras. Mamá was like, ¿por qué no? Dice, no, pues eso no. And my brother was like, eso no va. Dice, ¿por qué no? Pues quiero que me quieran, y si las quiero, ¿por qué no?
Pues sí.
But like, bro, like, she always thinks about my sister-in-laws. Any little detail, if they're gonna have a baby, she starts doing some stuff around. Like, bro, anything, bro, like, para todo les da mi cuñada, para ella, un pastel para ella, o I'm gonna make something for us, I'm gonna make it for them too. Y siempre, like, she makes something, hace poquito, y luego a otro día se los trae para acá. Always think about myself, like, whoever I marry, you know, they're gonna be blessed to have my mom.
All right.
Yeah.
Going back about talking to your dad whenever like he's drunk and his stories, you know, you also gotta think like how his not only him but Hispanic parents are raised too, because you know, like especially the men, Hispanic men, like they're always raised to like not show any type of feelings or anything like that. Like, you know, whenever like you're drunk, like you're not conscious of everything, you know, like that's why they always say drunk words are sober thoughts. Right. Since like he's not like able to like show a lot of like his feelings, like por eso siempre te lo dice a ti cuando está así de borracho, because it's just like with men, like including my dad, bro, like yo nomás lo he visto llorar like probably like once or twice, and it's rare to see my dad like show any type of like emotion or anything like that, you know. And I mean, like, I feel like it really does affect somebody whenever, like, you can't really talk about your feelings, like, así constante, or, like, barely anything, you know? Because, you know, like, as a Hispanic male, you always have to, like, keep your feelings aside. Because, you know, like, if you show your feelings, like, you're shown as weak. Like, así siempre es. Right. And so, like, por eso digo, like, I mean, yeah, like, it might bring you, like, coraje y tristeza, but, I mean, like, you also gotta think, like, he doesn't really show his feelings.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I try to, like, make more connection now. Like, now it's just, like, I listen to him now. But, yeah, like, I probably only seen, like, I think I've seen my dad a couple of times cry, but most of the time when he cries, it's, like, always thinking about his dad. Because I remember he told me the story about, like, his dad passed away whenever he was here. So I think a couple of days before, like, his dad told my dad, like, my grandpa told my dad to, like, you know, que se fuera para Mexico because él lo quería ver, because ya sentía, you know, I feel like ya sentía que se iba a morir. So my dad, like, you know, pues aquí tenía su familia, so he was like, oh, like, you know, should I go? So he, like, se esperó un poquito más. Then lo que se esperó, pues, like, my grandpa, he passed away. So he, like, como que carga con eso, like, damn, like, my dad wanted to see me, you know, pude ir. It's just, like, he always cries about that. But, you know, like you were saying, like, dads are just really hard to, like, Mexican dads are hard to show feelings. So, I guess, you know, like, whenever they're sober, like, yeah, like, they get to, like, you know, release everything. So, yeah, you have a point, like, yeah. I think that's why I try to create more, like, connections with them. That's why, like, now I'm just like, okay, he's drunk, just be patient, listen to him.
But and then at the end of the day, it's because like their parents raised them in the old school way,
Right.
So I guess the only good thing about it is that they're like that with us, but it's like I think that we are able to break that for the next generation. Like
right.
Once I have a kid or like a guy or a girl, like I'm gonna make sure that our relationship is just as good as like, for example, me and my mom or something. Like I want us to have an open relationship. Like that's why I want to be young whenever I have my kids, so that way we build a relationship that is like he knows that I love him and he can show that back even when he gets old, because it's mostly once you get older that it starts to fade off. But I mean, at least having that communication with them, so I feel like it's like slowly ending.
Right.
Like the newer generations are gonna end that like machismo, like like stay strong, don't cry, this and that, like don't show your feelings, this and that.
Sometimes, not always.
Yeah,
sometimes because some people be carrying them chains.
Yeah. But well, it's been it's been like an hour, well over an hour, but it leaves a good topic. So in the comments, either TikTok, Instagram, how's your relationship with your family? We would love to see those comments. If you want to share how your relationship with your parents are, or anything specific that you want to share with us, we'll hopefully read it on the next podcast. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time.
Or if it's right to be selfish at times or not.
Oh yeah, that too. And selfishness. What are your thoughts about that? Let us know. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time.
Like and subscribe.
Help the algorithm.
I feel like